Tonight, from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, it's the AFC Wildcard Round on EA Sports. We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's the AFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And what an incredible start to a career for Lamar Jackson. Remember, he was a unanimous MVP of the NFL in just his second season in 2019. So here he is, now in the playoffs for the third time. Unfortunately, his team 0-2 so far. Both times the team was favored. He wants to get that first win, and hopefully the first of many towards a Super Bowl title.
They'll start with the option. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Jackson from the shotgun. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Jackson on first down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. Heading back out there.
And, of course, you wondered who would be that team this year to get the number 2 seed because, remember, as we all know in the past, they'd be home on the couch right now getting ready for the divisional round.
That is an excellent point. Instead now, they're playing for their playoff lives, and they can't worry about the idea that, well, in the past, we wouldn't be playing this weekend. The bottom line is, as the number 2 seed, you do have to play. The good thing, you have the home field advantage. They need to go ahead and play to that level.
And you just know that before the season, they were like everybody else thinking, oh, 7 playoff teams, yeah, add an extra one. That sounds great. And then you find out, oh, wait, we're the number 2 seed that has a disadvantage. Not as happy right now.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watson, he fakes to Johnson and now looks to throw.
And this one complete to Will Fuller. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 46 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead.
Well, we knew they had the crowd on their side. Their defense has already made a stop, and now here's an opening drive touchdown.
Yeah, how about the defense making the stop, offense feeling their momentum that they've generated, and turning it into points on their side. So now you've got a team working together, and you've got the crowd involved fully on their side in this ball game.
And in this playoff atmosphere, that 12th man means even more.
And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. So out now comes the offense back onto the field.
And, a lot of talk about these 2 versus 7 games this year in the playoffs, something that we've never had before. And this one of now 6 games on Wild Card Weekend. But, we've seen the 6 seed in the past make a run, Charles, so why not the number 7 seed?
And I'm still getting used to hearing 2 versus 7. It's still taking me a little bit of time to get comfortable with it. But that's a great point that you just made. 6 seeds have made big runs in the playoffs, have run themselves all the way to the Super Bowl. I don't think there's much difference between a 6 and a 7, so we could see the same thing with this new playoff system.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30.
Another big play as they get 28 out of that one.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 30-yard line. First carry now for Gus Edwards. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
They'll run here with Edwards. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. From the gun, Jackson. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Edwards. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
How about that stand defensively? The sticks were moving against them. First down after first down was being piled up. They had driven all the way down the field, and then they ran into a wall on 3rd and goal. Nice job regrouping. Very impressive.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And Tucker, the former Longhorn, puts this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he gets an early chance to redeem himself, and he's able to put that one through.
And how happy is he that he's able to get that second chance so quickly after the first miss, gets his confidence back up, and who knows, they may need him for an even bigger kick later in the game.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
He'll throw from the gun.
It's complete to Brown, right side. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Finding Fowles complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
On 1st down, it's Watson. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. Off of play action, it's Watson. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. He's got his target. It's Cobb. Touchdown, Houston. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson, and the Texans will add on to their lead. Bill O'Brien with a call here. We'll go for 2. Again, it's Watson. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. but the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now it's Jackson. Caught by Snead over the middle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
Play action. Now Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Calais Campbell. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Another try after the 1st down sack. Watson. Johnson the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
So it's 3rd and long, and you know this is going to be a pass. So defensively, they bring in an extra defensive back and just blanket the field. And this is an ill-advised throw right here as it winds up being picked off easily.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Oh, Watt shaken up. J.J. still down here following that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. Dancing to his left. And he'll be out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Gus Edwards taking it in. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And he knocks it through. That makes it a 5-point ball game. It's 15-10 now. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Now Deshaun Watson and his offense heading back out there. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you talk about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of a season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
He'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Gus Edwards heading back onto the field. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a run with Edwards. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. And that is incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. On the return comes Cobb. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now let's look at David Johnson. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you've got a horse like this, 2nd quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Pernell McPhee able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast, and a big sack. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Another try after the 1st down sack. Watson, open man, the tight end fells. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Out of the gun, Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Patrick Queen in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Here's Brian Anger now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He juked him. This is fielded at the 27. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
The drive will start with an option going left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh, my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson, a short throw caught by Andrews. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Ravens on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, it's Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It was Matt Judon that time who worked his way in to blow that play up.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Watson off play action. This is caught. It's Cooks.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Pernell McPhee able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Watson, he's got his tight end. It's Fells. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Houston. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Gus Edwards heading back onto the field. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Throw right side taken in by the tight end, Bryant. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now Jackson on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts
as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll throw on first down with Jackson, and he will find his man on the end route, complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw again is Jackson. And that's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Jackson will throw again.
He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he will have a Ravens first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again. Jackson. Caught right side at Snead. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of down. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The second of our 2 games here on this wildcard Saturday is at halftime. We'll get back to you two in just a second. But first, let's remind everyone what we've got coming up in tomorrow's action in the AFC. We've got a good one on tap, as it'll be the Denver Broncos trying to win their first playoff game since winning Super Bowl 50, taking on the Cleveland Browns. And I said that right, the Cleveland Browns will host a playoff game. Meanwhile, nothing settled in our wild card game. It's a tight one as we get ready for the third quarter. Standing by to take you the rest of the way, let's get it back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Here comes Cobb. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Deshaun Watson making his way back out. The focus of our players' spotlight. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. And they start the second half with Johnson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On second and a yard, Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll give them a fresh set of downs. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Johnson. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter. No time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Running from the gun, Johnson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Again, it's Johnson. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
That'd be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half.
And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. This is Edwards. And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. From the gun, Jackson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. And Cooks has it over the middle. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
To throw is Watson, operating from the gun. He gets it left side to Johnson. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Watson. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To the air yet again, Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Fuller. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Again, it's Watson. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. From the red zone now, Watson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Pernell McPhee in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Watson, throw left side complete. It's Johnson. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route, and the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Now Watson from the gun, he'll throw. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. On after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Watson, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
He'll drop this down to Johnson underneath. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
No, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. This just a 24-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. They go to Johnson again. And not much running room. Down to the 32. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Watson a give. This is Johnson. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. Back to throw, Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Will Fuller, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Texans will extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And the lead is up to 15 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we've seen both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. And I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And Jackson throwing once more.
And that'll be complete to Dobbins.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 19 yards there on the catch and run. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Zach Cunningham rolling in to get the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. Man open left side is Brown. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 20-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And Andrews lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the 4th quarter.
They begin the drive with Johnson. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way. But that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Houston. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Jackson on 1st down. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Andrews. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
And they get 17 more on that one and another 1st down.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Andrews. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 1st downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
Jackson, draw play to Dobbins. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll go again with Dobbins. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And now Jackson will look to throw it. His pass caught at the 4. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. And it's good, so that will get them back within 1 score. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field.
And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here first down.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll keep it on the ground. Johnson. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. The busy night continues for Johnson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
On second down, Johnson. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Fairbairn missed it. He pulled it left, and this score will stay right where it is.
Bring it, baby, bring it.
So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
One last shot for Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.